Hello. Good morning from Bushnell, Florida. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my audio, see the picture okay. I'm going to be playing around with the share screen technology today in StreamYard. Maybe have a couple special guests come over as well. One of the guests we're expecting is my daughter, who has started her own channel. It's focused on beauty and health and mental health awareness. Good morning, RV Underway. Can you guys hear me okay? There we go. Thumbs up. And Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? Thanks for joining. Again, we're just having an impromptu session. We'll bring on some special guests along the way. My daughter Jessica, who has a YouTube channel that's focused on. She originally focused on a themed cooking and beauty channel. I think she's changed that. We'll let her talk about that a little bit. It's called Henry Does It. I think she'll be joining here in just a moment. And if either one of you want to join in and talk about your channels after I visit with her, happy to do so. Beautiful here. It's going to be about 70 degrees in Bushnell, Florida today. We're here for a couple more days, and then we head back to St. Louis for a bunch of birthdays in our family. We'll be there for about 2 weeks in the cold St. Louis weather, and then we will come back down here to Bushnell and spend another 6 weeks or so in this harsh climate, getting our winter suntans on. RV Underway, are you guys moving around? You staying fairly stationary? Still waiting for my elusive daughter to join. We'll give her a few minutes. If we don't see her join here shortly, I'll bring somebody else in for some chat. We're going to have a live session, as you see on the screen there, an actual schedule one that's official. We have a topic that we're going to be going on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And we're going to be discussing pet sitting, pet boarding, rover.com, all things pet related. And obviously, we can jump around to anything else that comes up. So we won't be bringing any guests on for that one. It'll just be me and my wife entertaining the different comments. And we hit 700 subscribers today, or last night. So we will talk about celebrating that and may have a pet focused giveaway. And there is my daughter, Jessica, and I think I'm going to bring her on in here. Well, there you are. You're live now, and not only my daughter, but my little granddaughter, Lilo. Let me see if we can hear your audio. I cannot hear your audio, Jessica. See if you can work that out. While you're working that out, I'm going to say hi to Mile High Campers. Oh, Lilo's going to... We'll bring her back in after she gets her audio straightened out. Good morning, Mile High Campers. Good morning, this nomadic idea. Thanks for coming in, and hello to my beautiful wife, who's inside out of the wind. It's a little chilly in the wind, but we got the sun going on. It makes it nice and warm. Haven on Wheels, thank you for coming in. We've just had my daughter on there, but she had some audio difficulties, so give her a couple of minutes to come back in. Hello, Crystal Pets. Thanks on the 700 subs, Mile High Campers. And I'm going to go ahead and post the link. If anybody else would like to join in, we'll bring you in. And then once Jessica gets her audio straightened out, we'll try that again. All right, she's here. Let's try her again. Any audio now?
Yep.
There we go. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Lilo. So, everybody, this is my daughter, Jessica, and our granddaughter, our seventh grandchild, Lilo. She'll be a year later this month, or actually next month. I'm thinking February already. So, Jessica, as I said, Jessica has a channel. It's called Henry Does It. I'll just do a quick share screen here and show you that channel. We'll have to talk about it for a moment. So she's got a handful of videos out there now. Some of them she's doing makeup and cooking some meals that kind of coordinate with the same color of the makeup. And then she also has our grandson Jack, her son, help her out with her makeup sometime and a bunch of other fun things. And being a mom, she typically has either Lilo or Jack there as well. And so tell us, Jessica, why'd you want to start a YouTube channel? What inspired it?
I wanted to bring awareness to causes that don't get enough light, really. So at the end of each video, I have a cause of the day, and just try to bring a little bit of light to those things.
And that's a fantastic mission. We also have a focus on positivity in our channel. So although we haven't done anything kind of together on focusing on specific charities or causes, we might want to team up and do some of that.
Yeah.
Jack off to school this morning?
Yep. Finally. It was a rough morning.
Yeah. The joys of parenthood, right?
Yeah.
Good morning, our epic RV adventure. So what's your favorite video you've done so far?
I did one that was unboxing a subscription box that ended up not being posted because my audio stopped working, and it was my favorite. So
maybe you should do the bad lip sync thing to it, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have audio going and try to lip reading to it. Bad lip reading. There you go.
Are you watching Grandpa?
So what other videos do you have coming up, or are you all caught up with your content?
No, I've got a few. Each Friday I do a favorites Friday, discussing my favorite YouTube channels and other favorites. So this Friday is actually my monthly favorites, just of things that we did, like going to the Monet exhibit and an art gallery exhibit for my friend Mac, and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Hey, that is mine.
I think my favorite one was when you were doing the tiny hands thing.
The dinosaurs. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And your mama says hello, so you probably should say hi to her. She's watching as well.
Sorry, distracted.
And you guys are in Fort Collins, Colorado. What kind of temperature you've been having this winter?
This winter has been really mild. It's been in the 40s and 50s. Fall was our snowy season, I guess. We got all the snow then, and this weekend it's supposed to be in the 60s. So that's nice and warm.
Maybe we should have came out there.
Yeah.
It's almost the same temperature there as it is here.
See, just come out here. Stay. Yeah. What do you guys have planned for this week? Any shows?
We are going to be heading back to St. Louis for a couple of weeks to celebrate a lot of the birthdays of people around there. And then we come back here, and then, as you know, your mom's going to fly out there to celebrate Lilo's birthday, but I won't be able to come on that trip. And then we'll be out here in Bushnell for about 6 weeks. Don't really have. We may try to get one motorcycle ride in today or tomorrow before we head back to St. Louis, but nothing really planned then. But we got a bunch of stuff planned when we get back. We got some bike festivals to go to. We got a pet activity or two to go to. So, you know us, always on the run, having fun when we can.
Yep. You can say hi.
I don't know. Your mom does most of the planning. What do we got planned, hon? Post in the comments what we got going on, because I just do what you tell me. Catch up on some of the people coming in. Imagine Your Odyssey, Our Epic Adventures, X Country Adventures. Thanks for everyone joining. I think we're connected, everybody. I'm not sure about X Country Adventures. I have to check out, see if we're connected to them. I actually, what are we doing back in St. Louis, Chris? We're doing a skating party, and then we're stopping in Kentucky to celebrate a couple birthdays there. And I'm sure we'll be doing a bunch of stuff back in St. Louis as well. I also see James Cantonese. Thanks for coming in. And this little baby Lilo here has been a bouncer since she was basically born. So she came out with strong muscles in her neck and her legs because she was lifting her head, looking around, and she's been bouncing like that almost day one.
She doesn't stop.
We're going roller skating in St. Louis for Janessa's birthday actually this Saturday, right? Yeah. Anything else, Jessica? Talk about your makeup. I mean, what's some of the things you do with your makeup? Do you do any special things? I know nothing about it, so you're gonna have to share any.
My favorite is special effects and face painting. I don't get a chance to do a lot of it.
She's cooperating, right?
Yes. She loves cooperating. No.
Didn't like that either. Oh, she didn't even cry. She just made the face. She's got you trained a little.
A little. That one.
You were saying?
I prefer doing face painting and special effects makeup when I get a chance, which is one of my hopefully upcoming videos is focusing on depression and hiding it and doing a special effects look inspired by that.
And you haven't done any lives yourself where you've got on and talked about any of the issues or done makeup live. You do post production and then post a video after, right?
Yeah, as you can tell, not real great with talking live.
Well, really, the lives are not much different. You could always go live while you record one, and then actually have not only the live session, but then the edited session that you post later. That would be pretty cool, I think. See all the outtakes, the mistakes, when the kid pulls your hair and messes you up, that kind of stuff.
Oh, how many times has she pulled my wig off? Oof. Where are you going?
Yes, our epic adventure. We are in Bushnell. We're at the Blueberry Hill RV Resort in Bushnell, Florida, and we're enjoying it so far. We were a little reluctant once we found out it wasn't as close to the beach as we wanted, but the lack of traffic here and the more rural setting for riding motorcycles has been very very good. So, Jessica, anything else you want to chat about before I open up the floor to other guests to join us?
I guess not.
Nothing?
Other than I wish you guys would come out here.
Mom's coming out, and
okay,
we spent a lot. We spent a whole month out there last year, and I'm sure we'll make our way through that area again this summer and fall.
Well, I hope so. You have to pick up a kid and take him.
Oh, did you not get the message? We're not picking up your kids. we're picking up the ones that aren't in diapers, and then you're going to come out and join us, though, right? You and Matt, or
we will see.
Are you not going to be able to make it?
I don't know yet.
Okay. This summer, we're going to take 5 of our grandkids, the ones that are all 3 and over. Basically, because we're done with diapers, we only do diapers when we have to. So we're taking the 5 oldest out to Pacific Northwest to see a lot of the things that the girls and Chris. Well, Chris grew up there her whole life into her 30s. The girls grew up there when they were pretty young, but we went back. We still have family there quite often. So there's lots of fun things we do out there that the grandkids really haven't got the experience yet. So we're going to take them out, take them to some fun places like Tillamook, and we'll play in the river. Probably do a river float there in Washougal, Washington. Should be a lot of fun.
Got to jump in that cold water.
Yeah, yep, definitely. All right. So anything else, Seka?
Nope.
What's your next planned video?
The next one is the monthly favorites for Friday.
Oh, that's this Friday. Yeah. What? Anything as far as I know you did some cooking early on. Are you planning on doing any meal prep stuff?
I would like to. I need to find time to do it. With this one not screaming at me.
So we will let you get back to your motherly activities. If somebody else wants to come on and join us, you can hang on here if you want, Jessica.
I've got to go get her now.
Okay. I will let you go, and I will see if anybody else wants to join for some chats, talk about their channel.
Sounds good.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for coming in. I look forward to your Friday. What time do you usually post your videos?
I try to do 10:30. So
okay.
12:30
on Friday. Well, we will see you soon. Our mom will see you soon, and I'm sure it won't be too long. We'll get out there. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's one of the reasons we decided to do the RV lifestyle, was to travel and see grandkids and kids and other family members. Not only that, and see a lot of the scenes and sights and stuff like that. We have 2 children in Colorado and 2 grandchildren out there with Jessica. We have a child in Boston. We have a child in Kentucky. And we have 2 in St. Louis. So between visiting our kids and our grandkids and just going and seeing other relatives, the RV lifestyle has been very fitting for us. I see Crystal Pets coming on. We'll bring them in to talk about what they do. They're actually a pet sitter, so it'll be good to get some perspective from Crystal Pets on pet sitting. So I'll bring them in. How are you doing? Is your name Crystal, or just this channel,
it's Crystal
Pets?
No, it's Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all too. I really enjoyed your channel so far.
Thank you. And you are a pet sitter, and you're on rover.com, which we're going to talk about tomorrow night on our live session then. Correct?
Yes. Also pet training, and we camp all the time with our pets.
And you guys are based in, is it Florida as well?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. And you guys leave the area, or you stay mostly local to Virginia when you travel?
No, we farthest we went was Key West, and then Alabama.
Nice. And how long have you been traveling?
We've been camping. We just got our RV. We got the RV last year, but we've been camping for about 17 years.
Nice. We did the resort hotels for a long time. We were I guess posh campers or posh vacationers. We did a tent camping like once a year for a music festival, and then we decided. Well, we talked about it in 2008. We talked about getting a tent that connected to the back of our SUV and just traveling around, because I've worked from home for over 20 years, but we never really made it happen until just a few years ago when we got our first travel trailer in 2017, and we finally went full time in 2018. So we're enjoying it.
Yeah, we did tent camping for years. We went about 10, 20 times a year. And then we got the 2 big dogs, and we realized we couldn't keep them in a camper.
And introduce us to your dogs. What are your dogs' names and breeds?
They're King and Cruz, and Dutch Shepherd and German Shepherd. I'll take you outside so you can see them if you want. They're out there playing right now.
Big dogs. It's one, the joys of traveling with big dogs, right? We've got a Great Dane and a Husky, so very similar.
This
Oh,
one's Cruz, little Bandy, and then King's out there with this frisbee, wanting me to throw it.
nice. Well, they got plenty of room to play, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they do really well when we're in the camper. We just have to do lots of walks.
Yep, we have learned that as well. We try to get up in the morning and take our dogs for a mile and a half walk in the morning, and then we take them for a couple more shorter walks during the day, and then try to take them for a little bit longer one in the evening. When possible, we'll take them to a park and do a trail. We just went to Dade Battlefield Park here in Florida, and we got some really good footage from the Dade Battlefield Park we're going to be sharing when I get caught up on our videos. So, how did you get into the pet sitting, and what's your experience been so far with pet sitting?
I really like it. Some dogs are iffy though until you meet them, but it's been a lot of fun. I get a lot of big dogs because I have big dogs. So I've had a few say people turned us down because they have 5 German Shepherds. So I really like it. I'd like to do it like when we go camping, like when we're gone for 2 weeks, maybe do it for the campground. If people are like going, say when we went to Disney, people are going to Disney for the day and they need somebody to walk their dogs, but I haven't figured out how to set that up yet.
Right. And how do you deal with, considering you have dogs, and I assume your dogs are really friendly, but have you ever had a dog that where they just didn't get along or something, and you had to deal with them not behaving?
Oh, I go to their house. I don't bring them home. That'd be too much with our 3.
Ah,
So
okay, okay.
I go to their house and watch them.
Ah, okay, that's good. Yeah, and we're doing that. I think when we go to Maui this year, we're having somebody come to our house and watch them at our house. Or actually, I think we changed. I think we're actually taking them somewhere. We haven't done it where they come to our house, except for a friend one time that did that. But we're gonna have to try that as well. And again, we're having a. Go ahead.
I like that a little better, just because the dogs are more comfortable in their own setting. They don't get as stressed out as if you take them somewhere, unless they've been there beforehand. And I try to meet the dogs at least a couple of times before the people leave.
Yep, that's a good point. And actually, I think I remember the other day. This is your husband here. Imagine Your Odyssey, right? And
Yes.
he says that you started by practicing on him. So he was your first pet sitting job.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together, and how'd you meet?
We've been together almost right at 20 years, and we met at the car wash. I was working at the car wash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got married when I was 18.
You were from Kansas City?
No, I said we got married when I was 18.
Oh, when you were 18. Sorry, my hearing aids don't always cooperate.
It was all good.
Let's see here. Let's talk about Rover. How did you find Rover? How long have you been on Rover? And what's that process been like for you?
I like Rover because they're very supportive. They do the background check on me. Nobody gets my information. And I don't get your information. Say you book with me, you get a Rover phone number, I get a Rover phone number. And then when we meet somewhere public, if we don't get along, then you have none of my information, I have none of yours. Then I go to your house if we click. Then we do usually, so that's your meet and greet. And then you pay Rover. I don't get paid until the visit's over. So say your flight gets delayed, whatnot, I'm not refunding money, or if you have to come back early, Rover's doing all that for me. So
right.
I liked it. I thought it was a little better. I was going to do it on my own, but through the company, they have a 24-hour vet on call. If you lose a dog, they'll have people come help you find it. Everything. So, but I was just searching for pet sitters and it popped up, and been doing it a little over a year now.
Yeah, we've been using it for probably a little over a year now. I don't have that much experience with it because Chris arranges all that, and we'll be going live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. to talk about that. Talk about some other ways that we pet sit on the road, finding some local boarding places and some tips and tricks that we found to save some money using those places. But we primarily use Rover for both daycare and also for overnight boarding.
Yeah.
And we've out of out of I don't know how many, probably a couple dozen now. We've really only had one poor experience, and we kind of knew it before we did it. We'll talk a little bit about that experience tomorrow. But so far, it's really good. And as Chris, my wife's saying here, if we were stationary, we would do some of the pet sitting. But we probably, if we weren't on the go, we could probably even put up. We would do the Rover pet setting if we were stationary. But we could probably even do some pet setting at some of the campgrounds if we wanted to. We just stay pretty busy. So we've avoided doing that. But we have seen signs in the community clubhouses where they have the boards posted where there's people that do pet setting right there on site.
Yeah, I usually do the dog walks and the drop-in visits. So, how far away are you, James? So, but I've liked it so far. I've had a few dogs that were iffy, try to bite, but I mean, they get a little excited when parents aren't home. They don't want to listen.
Right. So you talked about dog training.
Yes.
We with our Great Dane is deaf, and we used a company called Sit Means Sit, and we actually were very pleased with the training, especially with a deaf dog, and it gave us some tips, or it gave us some tips and helped us get control of our deaf Great Dane. As she was kind of turning 2 and 3, she started acting up a little bit.
Did you
So
use
talk
the
a little bit about
e-collar?
that program. Pardon me?
Did you use the e-collar to help communicate
We
better?
we used both a pinch collar and an e-collar. I think, and again, Chris did all that. She took him to the training, so she can talk a little bit more about that. Maybe if that topic comes up tomorrow night, also. But yeah, they gave a system and they suggested a couple of things. So we used the e-collar. Primarily vibrate. The only time we ever had to have it on, a small shock was if we were around a lot of dogs, and at that time, at one time, Priscilla started getting a little bit aggressive, and part of the problem is she's deaf, so she can't tell when another dog is growling at her or whatever. So when they like start showing signs, showing their teeth, she'll just like really get loud with her bark because she has no control. Her bark's always super loud because she has no control over. But tell us about your training.
I do a little bit of everything. I do off-leash training, basic obedience. I want to get into nose work with the dogs, doing drug narcotics and search and rescue, but we haven't got there yet. They're just turning 2, so we're still working on that. And then we do the e-collar. We have one that goes from 0 to 100, and you find where they feel it, but it's not hurting them. Mine does not have a vibrate. It's a electric pulse, like a stim machine. If you've ever been on one of those, where like if your nerves are messed up, they put it on it and it bounces your muscles.
I have not.
Yeah. So it's like, it feels just like that. I put it on my husband, actually. Yeah, because there is a difference between the e-collar and the shock collar. So you find where they feel it, and it's like a tap tap. So King, the German Shepherd, works on a 4. So you say, come, and you hit it at the same time. They don't listen. That's when you turn it up. But the highest I've ever had it on is like 20 out of 100.
Yeah, I know ours has the option, and we actually have one that you can have 2 dogs on the controller. We haven't got our Husky on there yet. I would like to, because most of the time with Huskies, at least the others we had before this, there was no chance of having them off leash because they just like to run so much. But our current Husky is not the escape artist that others are. That's good. She stays by our side most of the time, but still, if she saw something, she would probably take off after it. So, I'd like to have her on a e-collar so that we could, control her and be able to have her off collar, because she loves being off leash.
Yeah, both of mine are a little dog reactive, so when we're out somewhere, I don't keep them off leash at all. unless I know like it's a big open field and I can see when somebody's coming. But they the difference with the e-collar and the shot collar you use for punishment, the e-collar you use training.
Right.
So that would be really good for a deaf dog. That way you can communicate, because it's like somebody tapping your shoulder. They're not listening, it taps a little harder.
Yeah, because a lot of it, I remember, is keeping the dog in eye contact with you so you can give them commands, especially when they're deaf, because you don't have any whistle or word commands that you can give. So that's what the vibrate collar did, is, allowed, if she was a little farther away than right at your, the healing, then you could get her attention from far away with the vibrate.
Yeah.
So I just saw that Justin and Christina, I think I saw this post or saw something a couple weeks ago when their dog went missing. Is that right? And it says they haven't seen her in 2 weeks right now. So that's devastating when you lose a pet.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, Crystal, I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. I'm going to see if anybody else wants to come in and talk about their channel. I appreciate having you on. If you're available at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, if you come on and moderate or chat in the chat session with us, that would be great.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. I don't know. I post the link again. If somebody wants to come in, I'm going to stay on for about 15 more minutes and then call it a day and get to my real job. So if you'd like to talk about your channel or talk about any topics, we could even do a trailer of one of your videos. We can share screen. I'm not sure if the audio come through. I'm just playing with that setting now. I see Justin and Christina join us. I didn't say hi. How you doing? Captain Jack Scrapper, thanks for coming in. And the Suburban Florida Outdoors, who had came on with us a little bit last time, but we had some technical difficulties then as well. What, for those of you that are RVers or campers, what's your rig? What's your unit? Who's in a motorhome? Who's in a Class C? Who's in a oh, that's fantastic news. Sorry, I misspoke. Justin and Christina are on vacation, so their dog is perfectly safe and sound. So sorry for the misinformation. That is great news. I was sad. I'm glad that I was wrong. But yeah, when you go on vacation, you miss the dogs. Ours are with us so much when we go on vacation. It is a little bit of a nice break, or especially last year, because we were dealing with Priscilla's separation anxiety. We've got a couple videos on separation anxiety in dogs, and our struggle or our journey in finding ways to get that under control. We're going to have an update on a video coming out here pretty soon, an update on the separation anxiety, which was back in October of last year. We didn't quite have it under control then, but the good news is shortly after that, we've got it under control. And we can talk about that on the pet session tomorrow night as well, of what we finally did that pretty much gives us the ability to leave for 4 or 6 hours and not have any problems. Justin and Christina are in a Class B, which kind of mentions their van life. A lot of the ones that'll have van or van life, they're doing some type of custom, either Class B or a van build that they've done. A lot of cool channels out there. Blue Wave Odyssey, greetings. Thanks for coming in. I actually, I was playing with the share screen to be able to share tidbits of other videos. And if you joined, I was going to jump over and share you when we went blue in honor of the Seahawks. But right now, Blue Wave Odyssey, who's been basically a pioneer, at least for a lot of us RVers and a few of the other channels on live streams. He was one of the first live streams I attended, and he actually helps people. He'll join their live stream, teach them how to use StreamYard and those types of things. So it's a great channel with great content, and also Bob's just a great guy that helps out other YouTubers. But we actually did a video a while back when we were going to the Seahawks game, where my goatee was blue and my wife's hair was blue, and in not too long, probably in about 7 to 10 days, maybe less than that, Blue Wave Odyssey is going to hit their 4,000 watch hours. And so they are celebrating that by going blue, and they've got a bunch of followers that are going to do all different things with the color blue, dye their hair, that type of stuff. So that'll be fun. Go check their channel out, Blue Wave Odyssey, and give them a bit of a watch and help them get there. Go Seahawks, that's right. American Wanderer is here too. Roy and Becky's Travels. A lot of people coming here towards the end of the hour. We're going to wrap up here in about 10 minutes. Again, if anybody wants to come in the last few minutes and talk a bit about their channel, introduce themselves, happy to have you come in as a guest. We'll pull you on. This impromptu is something that I'm just going to do from time to time when I have time in the morning. Next week's probably out. I'll be in Atlanta on during a year kickoff for my company, so I won't have much time next weekend. So as I was saying, I played around with this share screen. So I'm going to share screen again. You can share your screen so that you can share videos or other things with people. So we're going to go into share screen mode here, and we're going to try something out. Let me go to our page. This was my daughter's channel. For those of you that are just joining late, our daughter is on YouTube, and she does a channel that's focused on bringing awareness to certain issues. Mental health awareness is one of them, and she does things with makeup, beauty, and also with nutrition and cooking meals and so on and so forth. But if I go to my channel here, I should be able to share the video where we went blue. Should be right there. We stayed at an RV park called Vasa Park. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear the audio as well. I can hear it, but I'm not sure if you guys can. Let me go up here and show my face. There you go. You see Chris doing her hair there and me with blue hair. So that's a little test on the sharing and a little sneak peek into that. And there we go. We've got Bob in here. Let's bring him in. How you doing, Bob? Thanks for joining.
Very well, thank you. As you can see, I'm always quick to get online with someone.
Yeah, and I love the blue wave background there. You've been playing with the green screen. That's my favorite one now.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I just want to know if you had any questions with StreamYard. If you do, maybe I can help you out. It looks like you've got it.
I actually did have one. What was it? I was thinking the other day there was one that came up that I was trying to get an answer to. If I do, I'll email you. I can't think of it right now.
The ticker.
But you want to talk a little bit about the going blue?
Yeah, sounds good. We're getting very close here. Day before yesterday, I was at 919 hours needed. Yesterday, I was at 834 needed, and today I'm at 806 needed. So people are definitely running our playlist, and I really appreciate that. What we're going to do is as soon as we hit that 4,000 hour mark, we're going to go blue. I'm going to dye my hair blue. I'm going to dye my beard blue. Debbie's going to do the ends of her hair blue, and then we've got several community members that are going to join us and do something blue, whether it's the women, or some of them are doing their nails blue, and some of the guys are doing their bald heads, their scalp, their dome blue. So it's going to be very fun. We think we're going to have a really good crowd. And what I'd like to say is, if you don't want to come on camera, on video, like I'm up here right now on the panel with a positive effect. If you don't want to do that, send me your picture and we'll be sure to post it. And if you're willing to come on, then that'd be great too. Just join the live stream and we'll bring you on and look at you in your blue, whatever it is you have. Some guys are doing wigs. That works, whatever you have. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So I'm not sure, depending on when it happens, if it happens next week when I'm at my sales meeting event in Atlanta, I probably won't be able to do that, but and if the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl, we'd be blue right now, but unfortunately our team lost. And you're a football fan too, right, Bob?
I am. So you'll go blue for the Seahawks and go to your corporate meeting, but you won't. I
probably would have to skip even if it's the Seahawks. I'd have this weekend to watch the game and then get it washed out or shave it off before I went to the meetings next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to. In fact, when we've set appointments for haircuts here coming up pretty soon, I'm going to ask the girl who cuts my hair what I can do that's going to wash out. Because I run a company. I do mechanical, electric, and plumbing design. I work for a lot of architects and general contractors, and they might think I'm going through some kind of a crisis if I come in with blue hair. They're going to be like, you're not 21 anymore, dude.
Right.
They're not going to quite understand what this is all about. So
it's getting more popular even in the older communities. So some of the RVers that we travel with have their hairs dyed. Mostly the women, though. So I'm not sure if us guys can get away with it.
That's true. It's mostly the women. They can still get away with it. It's the guys. When you see the guys doing it, it's like, what's with this? And yes, I am into football. Unfortunately, I'm a Dolphins fan, so it's been a real rough 20-some years for us. I mean, ever since Dan Marino and Don Shula left, it just hasn't been the same team. And last year, I think they literally tanked, and I think that's sort of a form of cheating because, you play the game for what it is and you don't get rid of all your talent so that you have an early pick. I just think, that was disappointing to see them do that.
Yep, I agree. I've seen some teams do that. I know one of the teams. It was actually a baseball team. It was the Florida Marlins, I believe. They didn't do it at the end of the year. They actually won the World Series and then just let everybody go. They got rid of all their high-paid players. So they basically bought the World Series for 1 year and then just said, okay, now we're filling the seats. We're going to go ahead and get rid of everybody that's high dollar, is what it seemed like to me.
Right.
So the monetary aspect of sports have totally changed me over the last 30 years. I used to be really diehard sports fan, and I still watch sports now, but there's just a little bad taste in my mouth, if you will.
Yeah, when you see what teachers, policemen, and firefighters make,
amen.
See what a football player. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, but.
This was my last question or my last comment. Somebody was telling you about blue hairspray. We are, and I think my wife Chris is on here too. I'm not sure what she got, but it was a washout hair dye. It's supposed to wash out in about 10 washes, and that's what we used. And it was really gone in probably about 5 or 6 washes for us. So I'm not sure what you're planning to use, but that's something that if you don't want to have your hair be blue until the roots grow out or shave your hair out,
no, definitely,
it's the way to go.
It's got to wash out. I got to find something. Now, when you say 5 washes, does that mean I can wash it, dry it 5 times and it's out? Like in a day?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good. Something like that I would do. Because I don't want to walk around blue hair for a few days even. I really don't want to do that. I want to do it that night and next day be back to as close to normal as I can be. I wasn't even going to do this thing. I was challenged by 777 Cretbo to do it, and I kept saying no, until Jurgen said, if you do your hair blue, I'll do my scalp blue. Then I looked at my wife. I said, this now might be worth it.
Right. All right, so we're coming up on time here, and this is the first time that I've had a raid. Of course, I've only been alive a few times, but I know you and Camper Life both push people or try to get people to do this when they're in one live to go find another live at the end of that one and raid another channel. So that's awesome. Thanks, J-Dub. We really appreciate it. Anything else, Bob, before we wrap up for today?
Just last thing, if you figure out that question, go ahead and email it to me, and I'll see if I can help you out in any way.
I will for sure.
Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and everybody else. You have a great day too. We'll see you tomorrow night. We will be I'll pop it up here one more time. We're going to go live, both Christina and I, tomorrow night. We'll be talking about pet sitting, pet boarding, rover.com, any other pet topics as well, and any questions that come up. So thanks to everyone for joining today in this impromptu session. Special thanks to J-Dub for the raid. We appreciate it. Any of you new folks, come visit our channel, see if you like our content, and give us some support. We'll be going back through the comments here, finding the channels that we're not connected to, and checking your channel out as well. So until next time, aloha.